Hello, I just wanted to do a video about our experience with special needs dentist. I'm not one to talk about this sort of thing openly, but I just wanted to put this out there and just see what other people's views are. My son has a severe learning disability, an intellectual disability, autism, ADHD, and very challenging behaviour. He is non-verbal and incontinent. So his behaviour became too difficult for us to manage at home, and so he was voluntary accommodated into the care of the local health authority, and he now resides within a children's disability unit, a children's residential home for disabled children in the local health authority. About a month before he left home and was accommodated within the local health authority home, we attended a dental appointment with the special needs dentist. Not the mainstream dentist that people with no special needs would attend normally, but this is a dentist for children with special needs, who was very familiar with our son and with his behaviours. So we attended this appointment about a month before he left home, and normally it's always a struggle to get his teeth brushed or get his teeth examined properly, but we have a special needs buggy which made it a bit easier, and the dentist and assistant were very patient with him, and that worked very well. Everyone done their best and we were able to achieve that dental examination, and she was very happy with his teeth. She was very happy with his dental hygiene and how we were managing, and she had no concerns at all. So we managed to successfully achieve the dental checkup, and there were no concerns. Everything was good, but she understood how difficult it must be to achieve teeth brushing. We had carers coming in morning and evening, who were very patient, very professional, but even then it was normally always a struggle to achieve teeth brushing, but everyone did the best that they could. Then my son went into full-time care of the local health authority. It became quite clear early on that his teeth were not clean. He was showing signs of pain. He had red inflamed gums. He was biting a lot. He was quite upset, and just his general mood was consistent with someone who was in pain and experiencing toothache. And the school noticed these behaviours as well, and they put it down to the fact that he may have toothache. So none of the social workers connected to the children's home had these concerns. None of them had any of these concerns. So we contacted the same dentist that my son had been seeing, that he had seen previously, and we explained the situation and gave our concerns, that we were concerned that teeth brushing was not being achieved. So she said that she would contact the home, and she contacted the home, and they basically said that, you know, he's eating fine, he's drinking, he's sleeping all night, and they have really no concerns. But because of our concerns, she arranged an appointment for a checkup to take place. So this is the same dentist that we had seen before, and the same assistant, the same place. And the dentist was very concerned that his teeth were not being cleaned when she tried to examine his teeth and look at his teeth, that they were not being cleaned. And the assistant actually said to the social workers who were present, and actually queried that are you even brushing his teeth, because that's how evident it was that teeth brushing was not being done. So the school also had noticed these behaviours, and he was just presenting as a child who was in pain, and just his overall mood associated with someone who has toothache and tooth pain, and his gums were inflamed and red. Eventually, the Children's Disability Home acknowledged that it may be toothache. Of course, they had been giving him paracetamol and ibuprofen all along. So another dental appointment came up and we attended again. Now this time, to our surprise, it was a completely new dentist, one that we had never met before, one that my son had never seen before, and a new assistant. And after looking very briefly in his mouth, literally 1 or 2 seconds, she said that he had gum disease. Now she found it very difficult to examine him, and I said that I believed that his teeth were not being brushed, at least not successfully or consistently. And I said this in front of the social workers to the dentist. Now, when I began to question things and press things about the teeth brushing, the dentist changed and said that he has good dental hygiene, which was a red flag to me, because how can a person have gum disease and still have good dental hygiene? And then she said it would be better if he had all of his teeth removed. So in order to prevent him coming to the dentist again and prevent any future problems and just remove the whole problem of teeth brushing, it would be better in her view if all of his teeth were removed. And I actually asked, we actually asked even the good teeth, and she said yes, even the good teeth. It's just better for a child like this to have all of their teeth removed, which I find very, very unprofessional. I believe that dentists are there to preserve teeth, to look after teeth, to advise and direct, and that extraction is a last resort when everything else has run its course. But she believed that a child, even a young child, even teeth where there's no issues, those teeth should all be removed, which I found very, very strange and very unprofessional. So she struggled to examine him, and she couldn't achieve any cleaning. She said that it would be best if he was referred to the hospital to be put under and to have his teeth cleaned in hospital while he was under. So we thought this was best. If this was going to get a proper checkup done, a proper examination, and his teeth would also be cleaned, we thought this was the best thing to do. So we agreed to this here. So after the procedure in hospital, the hospital dentist came out and told us that he had 4 teeth removed and 4 fillings. Now we were quite annoyed about this and quite upset, because one of those teeth was an adult tooth, which will never grow back, and also 4 fillings. So it just showed us the difference from when our son was at home and from when he went into care. After a number of months, there was 4 teeth removed and 4 fillings. When he was at home, his teeth was brushed every day, and it was a struggle, but it was achieved. So then we had a follow-up appointment with the same new dentist a few months later, the one who said that he should have all of his teeth removed. And she couldn't assess him again at this appointment. She couldn't look at his teeth properly. She actually brought out a toothbrush from the drawer, and he became very unsettled, very panicky, and very frustrated. And that only confirmed our doubts that whether his teeth were actually being brushed when we saw his reaction to the toothbrush from another person. And again, she turned to the social worker and said that he has good dental hygiene, even though she only looked in his mouth for literally 1 or 2 seconds. She didn't actually get to properly examine his teeth. He had a dental hygienist appointment scheduled for a cleanup, and she cancelled that. I believe she cancelled it because of how difficult it is to actually clean his teeth. So I believe that the dentist who had the initial concerns and expressed these concerns to the social workers, as did we, I believe that she was removed and we were actually told that this new dentist would be the dentist that my son would be seeing from now on. So I believe she was replaced because she actually had the same concerns as we did, and she voiced those concerns. So I believe it was deliberate. I believe it was planned, because social workers do not like outsiders giving their views and concerns, especially someone like a dentist, when those concerns are the same concerns that parents have. So she was replaced with this new dentist, who I genuinely believe is working with the social workers and telling them what they need to hear. But I found it very unprofessional that a child of such a young age with disabilities, who struggles to be in a dentist's office and have his teeth examined properly, whether they have problems or not, that he should just have all of his teeth removed. So that's been our experience, and I just wanted to put this video out there and just see what other people's views are, what other parents think about that.